Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and I am back for another Romaine Axisa, and wow, am I shocked at what I found and I'm reacting to here today. Not only have I already been surprised by Romaine, but now I find this jazz standard, My Funny Valentine, that has been on like 600 albums or something like that. It's one of the most covered songs of all time. It's a jazz standard. Every jazz musician knows it. I've performed it probably 3 times. I haven't done I don't have a long, illustrious jazz career, but everybody needs to know it, right? I didn't expect that to be in Romaine's, arsenal, if you will. And then what I found when I dug into his video actually, got me even more shocked, right? Here's what he said in the description of the video. No musician on earth has moved me more than Chet Baker. Often when I'm asked who my biggest influence is as a guitarist, I answer Chet Baker. But he's a trumpet player. Yeah, exactly. I hadn't played this song for years, but as I was playing around with ideas, it came back to my mind and I decided to jump straight in and record it instantly. You'll notice that the sun decided to completely blow the image at around 2:20 into the song, just as I start the guitar solo. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I decided to release the video. Anyway, who knows, it might have been some superior intentions and I'm learning to lose control. Now, I had added quite a bit of background and understanding about My Funny Valentine. I did a mini series with Angelina Jordan doing My Funny Valentine from an early age, where miraculously she kind of envisioned what her sound should be like literally a decade later. So that's fascinating. But Chet Baker, me being a trumpet player, obviously I know who he is, but he's as well known for his trumpet playing as he is for this song and singing it. Right? He's one of the few that actually are most well known. Of course, there's a billion artists that are known for singing this song, but there's a few that, really stand out and everybody knows, and Chet Baker is one of them. He's tagged to My Funny Valentine, and it's because his version of singing this, and of course there's many live versions and so forth, but his album is iconic. And so clearly that's influenced Romaine, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. This I did not expect to see and hear in his arsenal. So let's get right to it.
My funny Valentine.
Ooh, same exact sentiment as Chet.
Sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. You look so lovable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art.
Oh, well done.
Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? How you smile.
So that was a little bit of a struggle for him. That didn't come easily, but he still managed to do it. And I think he managed to conceal it quite well. Every time I hear more of him, I just gain so much more respect. He's got that feeling, that jazz background. He's got that jazz in him, right? I could easily call him a jazz musician here, really. And again, I didn't expect that. And usually being a jazz musician, I spot that instantly. I don't know how well studied of jazz he is. I mean, sure, I could have seen and heard some jazz influence, but I didn't take him for a jazz musician, right? And he's got that sentiment here. Now, this originally from his musical. Again, I don't want to get into the full history of this, but, you know, it's from Babes in Arms. And, you know, these lyrics are kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit. And it's like, you know, kind of almost making fun of the character, right? Like, is your figure, like, it's basically saying you're imperfect, but I still love you. I mean, that's the gist of it, right? And there's certain pieces that are emphasized, and then these chord progressions and the, you know, where it goes up and then it goes down slightly. It's a half a step, and it just, it gives it that jazzy feel, but it plays on those lyrics, and it's that sentimental mood being in minor key and so forth. And he's doing this well. And I don't think he's retaining the exact same chord structure. In fact, I think he's being fairly clever with minimizing the amount of chords. You know, well, I mean, there's so many different variations of this song, really. I mean, there's 100 different ways that, you know, artists choose to interpret the chord progression, right? But he's definitely given it justice. I mean, everything he's doing is deliberate here, and I love it. I love it. And this is tough, by the way, especially that range and that control. And if you can hear, some of these notes aren't natural to find, right? Unless you literally can hear them.
Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak?
Yeah, that's a little tough for him.
How you smile.
He's making it work, though. He doesn't care. That's a sign of real class act, right? I love the birds. I assume that's birds chirping in the background. I think he could probably work on that. I mean, he just... So look, he said he just put this together, right? Clearly, he probably just... Maybe played it once and hit record, or literally just hit record. So this is not a knock on this performance, because it's just incredible to do that. Very few even can, right? So I want to be very clear on that. But, you know, an area that where he could certainly work on if he were to reproduce this or do it again, perform it live again or something like that. This section is quite weak to me, right? It's just, it feels like it's just passing time almost, right? He really grows out that nail and that thumb. Obviously to help his playing. He's got a natural pick. Yeah, you can see the sun changing. Beautiful. He looped the rhythm. Yeah, the sun's really coming through now. Beautiful. Nice. Ooh, he hit that change. Quoting the melody. Nice. Bravo. Yeah. He's a cat. with the genre of that solo section. So as we get back to the top, so the statement I made about this section could use a little work. I did not, I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize he was recording it. He looped it so that he could solo on top of it. So he made it up in the fly. And that's hot, right? That's hot because he created his own backing rhythms and clearly probably did not put a lot of time or energy into prep for this. So I stand corrected. I take back what I said because it wasn't intended to be a good filler section. It was intended to set himself up so that he could play the solo. I stand corrected.
Don't change her hair for me.
He's got such a good voice for this song too.
Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay.
Wow, well done. So, guys, I want to be very clear with what I'm about to say, that I am not a vocal coach. I'm not a vocalist. I'm terrible at singing. So I might be completely talking out of my butt. But I've done a good amount of reactions. I've heard some vocal coaches and so forth. So this is my amateur perspective, is that I don't think he's done much vocal studying. And the fact that he's able to do this without doing much vocal studying is remarkable. Because I think that if he took, some voice lessons and were able to control his vibrato, if we were able to, not create as much pressure as he's switching up into his head voice and hitting some of those higher notes, because that was a struggle for him. That was tough and he made it work. He could take this to the next 3 or 4 or 5 levels almost instantly. Again, I don't know, but that's what I'm hearing. I could be wrong. But to me, that's actually 10 times more impressive than if he had done a lot of vocal training for him to be able to pull this off and sound this dang good. I'm very impressed. I paused right at the end. Sorry. Okay. Man, oh man. Every single time. This is what, my 4th, I think, Romaine reaction. And he just keeps impressing. He just keeps impressing. His versatility is ridiculous. Yeah, so much respect for him. His talent is just so high. And again, I can be wrong, but I believe what I said about the voice. And, this is probably just him naturally working on it and so forth, and probably hasn't taken any kind of voice training or whatever. Again, my huge disclaimer, I don't know. I'm speculating, right? So let me know in the comments. But I think that's good news if so, because if he's going to do this type of stuff and he hasn't, then he can really up his game with some, really good vocal teaching, right? Some good vocal coaches. Man, I'm going to leave it at that. Obviously, Romaine doesn't need Ren, but because you Renegades tend to follow him, I'm including this as part of my Ren membership. And with that note, I want to share that, this will be available to the Ren membership members earlier than publicly. And consider joining us over at a-aronreacts.com/Ren. Like this video, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And we will see you in the next one. Thank you much.